back to my YouTube channel. So if you're new here, my name is Emma and I am currently travelling Australia on a working holiday visa. So I've been here for just under a year, and when I applied for my visa a year ago, I looked up some videos on like how to apply, etc., and there just wasn't really anything available. So I thought I would make this video to help anyone out there who's thinking of coming over on a working holiday visa, but you're unsure how to apply or you're unsure which visa is the one for you. So a quick disclaimer, I am absolutely nowhere near a professional. I am just basically giving you the information off of my experience. I have travelled from the UK and I applied for my visa a year ago. I've been doing a lot of research for this video because I know that things can change drastically in just a year. So it's currently August 2023, so this is the knowledge that I have up until today. So as you know, I have done a lot of research, so I do have some notes here that I will be referring to make sure that I'm giving you the best possible advice I can. The first thing that's really important to know is the website. Make sure that you get the right website, because there's so many websites out there nowadays that they try and scam you, or there's some websites out there that will basically be to give you information about the visas or to help you through the process. So you pay somebody to do your application for you. But honestly, you don't need all that. Like, just go onto the government website, it tells you everything you need to know. So when you go onto Google, just search working holiday visas, and then for me the first one that came up was the official website, but this might not be the case for you. There might be other ones that come up, so just scroll down until you find the mahomeaffairs.gov.au. I will leave it on screen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but that is the one you're basically looking for. I will also leave the link down in the description below so that it's easy for you to access. So when you come onto the site, you will be greeted by this page. It tells you the first year, second year and third year visa that you can apply for. But obviously if you've not entered the country before, you will be looking at the first year working holiday visa, and this is what my video is going to cover. So you will see here that you have to be ages between 18 and 30 to apply for this visa. You can get ones that are up to 35, but that depends on your country that you're applying from. So I will leave a screenshot of the countries that are eligible to apply for this visa, as well as the age groups that are eligible to apply for the visa as well. So this visa allows you to stay in Australia for up to 12 months, and it will cost you 635 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to 323 British pounds. So that's what it currently is with the current rates that are going on. Obviously this might change over time as the exchange rates change. So something that's really important to highlight as well is where on the screenshot, at the bottom of the screenshot, it says that if you apply for the visa while you are 30 or 35, but you're turning 31 or 36 before they basically grant your visa, you will still be granted the visa if you meet all of the other requirements. So yeah, that means you can come in even if just as long as you apply for it when you're 30 or 35, depending on your country's age restrictions. You can still be granted it, just ensuring that you meet all the other requirements. Okay, so then we want to click on details under first working holiday visa, and this will take you to this page. So this is giving you an overview again of what the visa is and what it means for you. So it says with this visa you can do short-term work in Australia to help pay for your holiday. There is requirements for this. You can only work with the same employer for 6 months. You can study for up to 4 months. You can travel to and from Australia as many times as you want. Just because you've entered it on your visa doesn't mean that you have to stay there for 12 months. You can leave and come back at any point within those 12 months. And you're able to do 3 months of specified work, which I will talk about a little bit further on in this video. So as you can see at the top of the screen, there's different bits that you can click on. So there's overview, about this visa, eligibility, step by step, and when you have this visa. So if you click onto eligibility, just to check that everything is what you are looking for in this visa. So if I look here, this is the screenshot that I gave you. So check that your country is eligible, check that you're of age for your country. So for the UK, you can be 18 to 35. And if you've had any previous visas, then you cannot use it, because if you've already applied for a first year working holiday visa, then you would need to apply for a second year rather than your first year. So that's important to make sure that you haven't had any previous visas. And also, something that people don't consider is that you have to show that you have enough money to enter Australia. So here it's telling you that this is usually about 5,000 Australian dollars, and I will leave the equivalent on screen now. But basically you have to prove that you have that in your bank, just to prove that you basically can look after yourself, because you might not get a job as soon as you come over here, so you need the funds to fund yourself until you get a job, and also you need to have the funds to get a flight home as well. It also says about meeting health requirements. So this is usually straightforward. It's, you basically just fill it out in the application about all your health requirements and stuff, and basically if you don't really have any health requirements, or you're not going to be going to them like for like going to the hospitals or doctors and things costing the government lots of money, then usually you're fine. If you've came from a high risk country, then you'll probably have to do a medical exam, which will be extra money on top of what you pay for your visa. So just make sure that you haven't basically came from a kind of high risk country and everything's fine, then you'll be fine. Because I didn't have to do a medical when I applied for my visa. I didn't have to do a medical. I applied from the UK. I don't have any health requirements, so everything like I covered all the boxes. The next thing is to meet the character requirement. So basically you haven't had any criminal you haven't had any criminal offences in the last 12 months, and that you've not had a visa cancelled or an application refused. That's also really important. I know that some people have had their visa cancelled during COVID, but there is support on the website that help you with that if that's still something that's affecting you. And then you've just got to sign the Australian values statement, which basically confirms that you're going to respect the Australian way of life and the laws. So it's really easy. As long as you are eligible, then you know it's easy enough to apply. So another thing that's worth mentioning is you can't have any like family added onto your visa, so you can't have any dependent children. You also have to apply from outside of the Australia. So then the next bit that you can click on is the step by step, and this will walk you through all of the steps that you need to take when applying for your visa. The step one is obviously before you apply. So before you apply, it's important to get all of the documents that you need. So you'll need your passport or a birth certificate, something to prove your identity. Then you'll also need a bank statement or something that can prove that you have sufficient funds. So then you've got to prepare your documents, so you can either scan these or take photographs of them. If you are taking photographs, make sure that your photograph is clear and not like blurry, because they need to be able to see the information. If it's like slightly blurry, then there's a risk that they might not accept it. So then we go on to applying, and this is what I'm basically going to show you in the screen record. You want to go back to overview and then go down to where it says apply. So you're going to click apply. Then you're going to create an ME account. So here you're basically just putting all of your details in. This might not work for me just because I have already had my visa. You just fill out all of your personal information, press continue, and then you need to create a password. And then you will answer your security questions. So, I don't know, favorite holiday destination. Just accept the terms and the condition and confirm that you're not a robot. And then press submit, and let's see if this will work for me. I'm not too sure. Then it'll tell you that your account has been successfully created and you've got to go and confirm your email address. So go onto your emails and click the link and it will take you to this page, and that's you all set up. Okay, so it's not going to let me go any further because I've already done my account, but basically you make an account and then fill out all the information, tick all the boxes that are relevant to you. Make sure you read every single question properly and thoroughly so that you understand what it is that they're asking, and then make sure that you attach all your documents that you need, your passport, your bank statements, etc. And then you basically send it off, and you will pay as well for your application, and make sure you take a note of that reference code, just in case you need it further on in your application. It's always good to just take a note of everything. And then after you've applied for your visa, it literally comes back within minutes to say whether you've been granted it or declined it. If you've been declined it, then you need to look at why you've been declined it. Maybe you need a medical, maybe you need to provide more information, things like that. But if you've been granted it, then great. You can now use your visa to travel to Australia. Make sure that if you have any changes to your passport or anything, then you need to inform them through the IMI account. And basically, if you need to attach more information, it will basically tell you how to do it in the email, but you basically just attach it through your IMI account. So make sure that whatever details you use to log in, you write them down, you save them, whatever you do with your username and passwords, because if you have to go back to it at any point, then you will need to know it. I think that's really everything in terms of applying. It's pretty straightforward once you kind of get to grips with the website. One tip I would say, because this happened to me and I want to share that so that it doesn't happen to you, because it was pretty scary. So basically, when I was applying for my visa, that was in May, and my passport basically run out 6 months into my travel into Australia, so I had to apply for a new one before I went so that I didn't get stuck in Australia. So when I applied for my visa, I used my old passport, and it only had like a year left. Yeah, so when I applied for my visa, I used my old passport number and old passport documents, etc. And then in the July of the same year, I applied for a new passport, and little did I know that I got a new passport number. So anyway, I didn't think anything of it because I thought, oh, I'm just upgrading my passport, everything will be the same, I've not changed any of my details or anything. So anyway, when I went to enter Australia, I basically got stopped and questioned like why my passport was different, and I basically had to show them that I'd basically changed my passport because it was going to run out, and they asked for a copy of my old passport, etc., which was really, really difficult and really, really stressful because I didn't think I was going to be allowed in the country, because my visa was attached to my old passport number. So they had to phone immigration and basically tell them the situation, and thankfully after about 15 minutes my passport number was changed onto my current visa. So my new passport was changed over to my current visa and everything was fine. But to save the hassle, like if you're going to change your passport, just realise that your passport number is going to change. So don't use your old passport to apply for a visa and then have a different passport when you try and enter the country, because that's what I did and obviously it didn't work out well for me. It's just not something that came to my head when I was thinking about everything else I needed to apply for Australia. So definitely make sure that your visa matches your passport number and vice versa, so that you don't get stopped. So once your visa comes through, you'll probably be sent an email basically with your visa number, and yeah, so basically what you want to do is like save that document for your life. Like you don't want to lose that document because you will need that to get into Australia. So what I did was I printed mine off. I also backed it up on my computer and a memory stick, so that if anything went wrong I always had backups of everything. So yeah, I printed it off and I basically had my passport, put it inside my passport, and they basically, when I was asked to show my passport, I had to show my visas too, so I had it all there together. So it just made it so much easier than trying to go back and find my email on my phone. So definitely recommend printing off your visa if you can. So earlier on in the video I talked about the 3 months regional work, and I just wanted to clear a few things up with that. So on the website currently it says that if you're applying for your second year visa you need to complete 3 months of regional work, which can come under different things like flood recovery work, fire recovery work, farm work. Hospitality is counted in some postcodes, but you definitely need to check which postcodes are eligible and which aren't. Those are changing as of the 1st of July 2024, where you will no longer have to do 3 months of your regional work. That is a pretty big bonus, so don't worry too much about the specified work side of the visa. So that is basically us coming to the end of the video. I hope that this helped give you information about the visa and what you require to apply for it. And if you have currently just sent off your visa, or you're just about to send off your visa, then good luck. I hope that everything comes back brilliant for you and you will have the best time in Australia. Don't let anyone tell you any different. And I hope that this video helped you in some way to either get the information, or if you're currently using this video to apply, then I hope that this helped as much as I possibly can. Again, I just want to remind you that I am not a professional. I am basically talking based off my experience and what I went through and how I applied. I'm also from the UK, so I cannot talk for any other countries other than the UK. I definitely recommend coming to Australia on this visa because it obviously allows you to work, travel, study, things like that. So you have really like everything that you could want in traveling. Yeah, I hope this video helped you in some way. If you are new, then please make sure to hit that subscribe button to basically see more travel content. I will give you as much advice as I can on travel and applying for your visas, etc. Everything that there is to do with traveling to Australia, I will give you as much information as I can based on my experiences. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.